The following video was filmed in the ARB Destructive Test Lab, Melbourne, Australia, August 2009. The test was conducted between an ARB Air Locker and a Yukon Zip Locker. The differentials have not been modified in any way. They have been locked using standard seal housings and shop air. Two identical brand new axle shafts were used for these tests. This is ARB's purpose-built 30-tonne destructive test rig, designed to measure the level of torque required to fail the weakest link in your drivetrain. As a vehicle owner, you want this fuse to be the axle shaft, as it is the cheapest and easiest component to replace. The differential is mounted within a sprocket and chain and attached to a hydraulic ram. The axle shaft is bolted to an angle plate mounted to the table of the rig. The ram pulls up on the chain, rotating the diff until there is failure of either the axle or the differential. This is what happened when we tested the Yukon Zip Locker.
It split the case in three places. Through there. Whoa.
Yeah.
Brutal. Okay. There's a bigger one on this side over here.
I mean,
I've never seen that kind of damage before. These guys might actually make the Chinese look good. Split washers, Loctite, and wires. Does that suggest a problem in the design?
Yeah.
The case of the Yukon Zip Locker was completely destroyed.
Side gear. Good.
It just needs a little arrow die. Or maybe quick metal. Loctite ought to have something in their catalogue that can fix that, right?
Bound to.
The cross shaft has split apart.
Show us the ends, like the hard fracture.
The side gears and pinion gears have several broken teeth. The piston is destroyed. The axle shaft can still be driven on. Total catastrophic differential failure occurred on the Yukon Zip Locker at 6,271 foot-pounds. The axle shaft was still usable. We then put an ARB Air Locker for the same vehicle application with an identical brand new axle shaft through the same test. This is what happened. The axle shaft has twisted more than 80 degrees. No damage has occurred to the case of the ARB Air Locker. The gear set is undamaged.
Oh,
The cross shaft is unmarked. Not only are the parts undamaged, but it is difficult to tell which teeth were in mesh during the test.
It's almost a... That's it.
The axle shaft has snapped, acting as the fuse we design around. Total axle shaft failure occurred at 6,545 foot-pounds. The ARB Air Locker is completely undamaged. Failure point of the ARB Air Locker is unknown. With the axle broken and the air locker undamaged, the ARB equipped vehicle can be driven home. A destroyed zip locker will require a tow truck and a lot of money to get home. The axle shaft failure inside the ARB has not caused any damage to the differential. Typically, if this were to occur, you could just lock the ARB and drive the car home with the remaining unbroken axle shaft. The catastrophic failure of the zip locker that we see here would very likely have also destroyed the ring and pinion, carrier bearings, pinion and axle seals, and has completely rendered the vehicle undrivable.